Welcome to Sports Express with Spencer Davidson. Brought to you by Scalzo, Zogby, and Wittig, and the law offices of Ricardo J. Morrow.
Coming up aboard the Express, the Utica College men's hockey team hits the ice at the Aud for a conference matchup against Nazareth. Plus, Frankfort Schuyler and Waterville both take part in the regional finals for high school football. But first, time for tonight's big game. It's another kind of football. The Herkimer Generals men's soccer team facing the Camden County Cougars in the NJCAA men's soccer national finals this evening, both having only a day to recover and prepare after last night's quarterfinals. Again, a spot for a national final on the line. Generals struck first with a little over 10 minutes left in the first half. Sophomore midfielder Raheem Hines powers his way through and strikes it with the left to the back of the net. Generals take the lead. Herkimer wasn't just working offensively, but defensively as well. Check out this great defensive effort by Stian Clausen, Herkimer keeper, and multiple defenders with just seconds remaining to keep their 1-0 lead going into halftime. In the second, about 15 minutes in, Gianluca following with the free kick. Akil Collins-Browns hits the crossbar, but sophomore Jadel Cyril there to put the rebound home. And it's Herkimer up by 2. Only 23 minutes left in regulation. Hines blasts this one from outside the 18-yard box to the top right corner of the net. That is 2 goals for him on the day. Camden County would put up 1, but the Generals advance to the NJCAA championship match on Sunday, winning 3-1. Dance, fellas. Those are happy guys heading to play for a national title on Sunday at 1 against Richland out of Texas. Welcome to Sports Express, everybody. We're going to shift gears now. We had some high school football teams taking part in the state regional finals tonight, and for that, we're going to head out to Vestal High School. Section 3 Class D champion Frankfort Schuyler going up against Section 4's Tioga for a spot in the state semifinals. On the Tigers' first drive of the game, they cash in with Emmett Wood punching it in from about 2 yards out. That puts Tioga up by 6. A little delay in the first quarter as the lights go out. When they come back on, though, it's 21-0. Maroon Knights looking for something. They get it as Tyler Rosati leaps over the goal line for 6. So Frankfort on the board. That would be the score at the half. In the third, it's Wood again. Rips off a huge run for another touchdown. Frankfort Schuyler will have to wait for their first bid in a state semifinal as they fall in this one 43-20. At Mahopac High School, downstate in Putnam County, another Class D regional final. Pitt Waterville against Tuckahoe of Section 1. The Indians fell 12-6 thanks to a late fourth quarter tie-breaking touchdown from the Tigers. Now here's Connor Marriott scoring Waterville's only touchdown, a 44-yard reception in the first. Frankfort finishes their year at 8-2 while Waterville ends at 7-3. Back here at home on the ice, the Utica College men's hockey team squaring off against Nazareth at the Aud in a UCHC contest. Less than 7 minutes left in the first. Pioneers get on the board. Connor Landrigan with the hands stuffs it in at the post to light the lamp. UC's offense then kicks it to overdrive. Just past the midway point, it's Daniel Fritz on the power play with a one-timer blast from the point. Pioneers up by 2. Just 48 seconds later, it's Kasper Kjelqvist going forehand to backhand on a breakaway, and it's 3-0 Pioneers. They're leading heading into the locker room. Nazareth got on the board in the second, but Utica put it away in the third. John Monakovic in the slot steers in a backhander. Pioneers improved to 3-0-1 so far this year. 3-0 in conference play. They win this one 4-1. Out in Syracuse, Comets back at it against the Crunch tonight, looking to bounce back from a loss to their rival on Monday. More than midway through the first, Comets with a power play. Right off the faceoff, Reed Boucher with the snipe, making his presence felt right away after missing the last 5 games. 1-0 Utica. After Syracuse ties it up, Comets capitalize in the second off another power play. This time it's Cole Lind with the redirect from the slot off a feed from Nikolai Goldobin, and it's Utica back to a 2-1 lead. Crunch equalize again, then with 3.5 to play, middle frame, it's Boucher again. This time, tucking a shot inside the post. The scoring machine picks up right where he left off. Boucher then scored another in the third for a hat trick and his league-leading 13th goal of the year. Carter Banks had the other tally. Comets win 5-2. That'll take us very quickly to our first intermission here on Sports Express. Up next, we introduce you to our latest athlete of the week. She's the latest of star players who have stepped up for a local powerhouse. Her story coming your way.
If you want to join the conversation on Twitter, use hashtag SportsExpress. This is Sports Express Athlete of the Week. Brought to you by Scalzo, Zogby & Wittig and the law offices of Ricardo J. Morrow.
Welcome back to Sports Express. It is time now to unveil our Athlete of the Week. She's been playing soccer since she was 3 years old, and while it was an acquired taste for her at first, now she can't imagine her life without it. Riley Wishart of the Poland girls soccer team has been a force for the Tornadoes since she was in 8th grade. Now, as a senior, she is taking one last stab at a state title this weekend as the team gets set for the semifinals tomorrow. Riley has been a focal point of the team's offense all year long, but picked the best time of the year to get red hot. She scored 2 goals in their regional final game last week after scoring 4 goals in the Section 3 Class D final the week before. In fact, she has 11 total goals for Poland through the team's 4 postseason contests. For someone growing up dreaming about being in this position, it's something she wants to hold on to as long as she can.
I used to be that little kid on the sideline. I used to be a ball girl during Columbus Day, and I just wanted to play. And I guess I always wanted to be one of those players, and I am now. I don't want soccer to end. I wish I was still 13. It feels good to be able to score for my team, but I wouldn't be able to do it without my team behind me. It's not just like a one-person sport. I need the girls on my team to be able to do it. I like that I work together good with the girls on my team, like Leah, Jordan, the center mids, the outside mids. It's basically all just working together.
Riley is, she's been with us for a long time. She's the alpha on the team, if you want to call her that. She probably wouldn't like it, but she's an alpha personality, and she's in gear. In the last few weeks, she's really stepped it up. She had a rough finish to the season, kind of finished in a slump, but the sectional run, she has been phenomenal. She's slippery. She slips through team defenses, and she has a really good connection with some of our other players on the team. They've been playing together for a while. I've had Riley as a club coach for several years now, so I see her not just in the fall but year round. And so to watch her growth year after year to this point now where we're going back to the Final Four, it's a thrill.
If you know of a high school athlete who deserves to be Athlete of the Week, here's our contact info. Call, email, find us on social media. Just send us who you would like to be nominated and why. All featured athletes will receive a plaque courtesy of CNY Awards and Apparel. That sounds the horn for period number 2 here on the Express. Still ahead, like you just heard, not only Poland, but also the Central Valley Academy girls soccer teams getting set for the state Final Four this weekend. Hear from both teams as they vie for state titles.
For final scores and video highlights from tonight's games, log on to WKTV.com. This is Sports Express, brought to you by Scalzo, Zogby & Wittig and the law offices of Ricardo J. Morrow.
Welcome back aboard the Express. It's the culmination of what teams have been working on since the end of the summer. It's time for the state championships in high school girls soccer as the big weekend takes teams out to the Cortland area, and we have a couple of our local teams heading to the state Final Four. One of them, the Poland girls soccer team, is continuing to their journey to the state championship after beating Marathon 3-1 in regionals. The Tornadoes, who have only given up 10 goals this entire season, are hoping to keep their undefeated streak alive as they prepare for the semifinals this Saturday against Northville. Now, as has been in the past, this team has been in this position before, and the seniors especially hope to capitalize this time off this opportunity after experiencing this a couple of years ago and now returning.
It's very satisfying. My daughter's a senior on the team this year. as I've already alluded to, we have several seniors who have coached year-round. We've got some bright young talent that have just come up. So it's very exciting, it's exhilarating, and you feel a little bit of that for all the kids.
It's different because the other years I knew, like, oh, like obviously we wanted to win, but if we didn't, I knew that I had another year. But this year, we just want to make the most of our senior year, and I want to make the most of my senior year.
It would mean a lot. I mean, we've been there twice before, I have personally, so this is my last chance senior year, so I'm hoping we take advantage of it.
That's right. They are hoping they take advantage of it. Poland will take on Northville tomorrow. It's an early riser start for them, 10 a.m. at Homer High School. And again, the winner of that game will move on to the Class D championship game on Sunday. Meanwhile, in Class B, the CVA girls soccer team gets set to face Babylon of Section 11 in their semifinal tomorrow afternoon. That game also at Homer High School a couple hours later. The Thunder come in off a 6-3 come-from-behind win. They actually gave up the game's first goal very shortly into Chalmont in the regional final, came back to win that one, of course. Central Valley is currently ranked number 2 in the state rankings. They are 20-1 this year, and they have been on a roll of late. So because of that, they feel good heading into this big weekend, but they're still focused on the task at hand and know that there's a job to be done. But the players have worked hard for this for a long time and are ready to get going.
Our girls were loose. Our girls were just excited about the weekend. They're excited about a sleepover. They were excited about getting out of school early today and just spending the weekend together. We've been together since August, so this is a great way just to finish the season out, and they can't wait to play on Saturday.
We've worked so hard for this all year, and we just couldn't believe that this would happen, and we're not ready for it to stop now. We're super confident. We're excited and we're anxious, but we know that when we go out on the field, we just need to relax and play our game, and we'll get the job done.
In regionals, like, we got scored on the first 45 seconds of the game, which kind of, instead of like setting back, we still came out strong and we ended up with the win. So we're just going to not give up and just continue until the last second of the game because anything can happen.
So again, the Thunder take on Babylon. That's tomorrow at 3 p.m. for a spot in Sunday's Class B final. Also happening tomorrow, the rest of the high school football regional finals. In Class C, Lowville takes on Section 4's Susquehanna Valley at Vestal High School at noon. And at 5, it's Proctor facing New Rochelle of Section 1 at Mahopac High School in Class AA. Now, also happening tomorrow, in addition to high school football, we go back to soccer, and it's the women's ranks in the NCAA. The NCAA Division III tournament first round. Guess who's in it? Utica College, the Pioneers, taking on William Smith in the first round there. The Pioneers making their first trip into the big dance for women's soccer in the Division III ranks. We will be following that game, of course, as well. That game is at Hobart and William Smith Colleges in Geneva and will take part at 11 a.m. So plenty of action going on tomorrow. So for the teams tonight, the football teams that were not able to continue their seasons, congrats on great years. They had championship caliber seasons. Of course, we've got on Sunday at 1, Herkimer College playing for the NJCAA National Championships. Utica College women's soccer playing for the NCAA title. They're in the first round. So a lot of stuff happening. That's it for us. We will see you back here next Friday night for another edition of Sports Express.
This has been Sports Express, brought to you by Scalzo, Zogby & Whitting and the law offices of Ricardo J. Morrow.